see who has a heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your fight. Now go out there and take it.
I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational. But that just wouldn't be our style. Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Real estate real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Wreakin' Havoc Podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com.
Hi, this is Athens girls basketball coach Tiffany Tucker, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on August 12th. We are live from Applebee's. I am your host for the day, Adam Dodson. Tomcat is busy doing Tomcat things, so y'all have to deal with me instead. I am live with producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert and Tojo J. Bassard. Good seeing you, Jay. It's been a minute.
I know, it's been a while, buddy.
Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, will be joining the show as well at some point. We have a great show lined up for you today. Our special guest segment, brought to you by Yellowhammer Roofing, is Curt Jarvis, former standout defensive tackle for the Alabama Crimson Tide, who would go on to have a successful career for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We also have a pair of head volleyball coaches joining us on the First National Bank Hotline, Making Communities Great. We have Callie Giles of Ardmore, and we have Genesis Taylor of James Clemens. We also have James Fountain of East Limestone Cross Country and Michael Parker of Clements Football joining the show. Additionally, we have Josh Caray, the radio voice of the Rocket City Trash Pandas, as well as our Swami of the SEC, almost said ACC, AP Steadham. We hope you all enjoyed the show we have lined up for you today. Look for us on Facebook at Applebee's Tailgate Talk and on Instagram or Twitter at Tailgate Talk AL. Visit us online at tailgatetalk.net to get scores and archives of past shows. You can also vote on this week's Athlete of the Week poll and enter nominations for future polls, as well as find the links to download the PAS Plus app on your Android or iOS devices. Follow the Tailgate Talk podcast on iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, iHeart, Google, and other popular platforms. I like the better one as popular podcast platforms. I just thought the alliteration was nice. Call or text us during the show at 256-812-1TGT. That's 256-812-1848. Our call-in guests come via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. And the special guest segment is sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing.
So
Fellas,
did I
how we
leave
doing?
the word podcast out of the notes there?
Yeah, no, it just says popular platforms. It doesn't say popular podcast platforms.
Well, Tom was probably spitting too much whenever he said that.
Yeah, I know. I need to get. Well, I have that problem too. I need to get one of those things that like blocks that out. It makes the B's not so bad and the P's not so bad.
Yeah, well, that's what these little windscreens are supposed to do. But,
right.
You know. Really, you're supposed to have them like just up above your mouth where you're talking up under them, so it doesn't pop your P's and B's and all that kind of stuff.
And your S's.
Jay, how you been, man? I haven't seen you in a minute.
It's been a while.
As Derrick Henry would say, a minute.
It's been a while.
I didn't see you at all during the spring. You know, you're busy. You know, baseball, and now we got Tide football right around the corner.
It'll be here before you know it.
We were just looking up number 21 jerseys for Alabama Crimson Tide to do some sort of countdown for that as well.
Yeah.
Did you find one?
Yeah, Dre Kirkpatrick.
Oh, duh. Yeah, the legend himself.
Congratulations, man, on your show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, things are going very well.
Real good content, and I love it, man.
I appreciate it. You know, this guy to the right of me, Tim Lambert, he plays and I cannot emphasize this enough, significant role in getting things together for my show. So he does a great job, and I'm happy to be here.
And also, you're going to be the voice of the Bob Jones games?
I will be on the NFHS network doing play-by-play for the Bob Jones Patriots football team for this upcoming season. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it's, I'm going to be going to the away game, so I'll be going to Oak Mountain next weekend. And, Bob Jones only has 4 home games this year. And they have 6.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had some sort of discrepancy last season with Huntsville. Huntsville had some sort of scheduling mishap, and so they had to flip what it was. So last year they had 6 home games and 4 away. And one of their home games this year is actually against James Clemens, which, they
share the same state.
Exactly. So really, how many home games do they have? But no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It'll definitely be a new opportunity, and
good deal.
Doing stuff like this where I'm not as nervous as I was last time I hosted. It makes all the difference in the world.
You're going to be doing their away games too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought you were just doing the home.
Who's helping you?
So it'll be just me on the play-by-play broadcast for NFHS. We have a camera that it's supposed to automatically just follow the game. Obviously, there's tech difficulties every now and then. And then the assistant baseball coach, Lucas Dickerson, he'll be the PA guy. So he'll be the audience will be hearing his voice a lot more, the live audience will be hearing him a lot more. And then the NFHS people who aren't there just watching the game will be hearing me.
So maybe you could let him do... If he's announcing the plays, then you can be his color.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're working on that. But right now, I'll be one man banding it as far as the play-by-play goes.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it for sure. They had their scrimmage yesterday, and didn't look too bad at all. Didn't look too bad. But in scrimmages where you're playing each other, I mean, if the offense scores, then you automatically assume that the defense is looking bad, and vice versa. It's kind of how I feel about A-Day.
Yeah, and now since his brother retired from coaching, it's only one white now coaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So best of luck to Ronnie Watson over there at Sparkman. I know a lot of people were very happy he got the job. He's been a Sparkman guy for a long time. And obviously, we are wishing LaRon White the best of luck in his next ventures as well. Tanner legend.
Yeah.
We're safe to have him back on the show now.
Yeah.
Since he's, he's not a rival anymore.
Right. Speaking of Tanner, like we just did, we got the ring ceremony coming up this week for Tanner Boys Soccer. Yeah, it's Wednesday at 8:30, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't remember if it's in the gym or where, but
I think it's
probably so.
I think it's in the gym. And Matt Smith, obviously, someone we're all very good friends with. Congratulations to him once again. That was a very, very cool situation. And now we got football right around the corner. Maybe Tanner football can do something and win a state title in football because, they're senior heavy this year.
Yeah, they
Big
are.
time senior heavy.
And I talked to Coach Bonds last night at Walmart. He said they're ready to go. So
I know they're ready to go. Last time I saw Bonds was at Media Day. He was like, "When are you going to get me on your show?" And I'm like, "Bonds, you've been on at least twice. I don't know what you're talking about."
You mean your show or this show?
My show.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, Tailgate Talk, I know he's a...
I have a hard time getting him on the phone for this show, so I told him at Media Day that day, I said, well, I finally get to talk to you because I can't hardly get you on the phone. he gets in there. I usually, when I'm calling him, like for his coach's show, he's usually in PE. So he's in the gym, and he doesn't have a good signal. So, then he's yelling at kids, too.
Get off that.
I love that guy. I really do love that guy. I really do. Yeah, we got some real exciting stuff around the corner. You know, we got football literally starting next week as far as high school goes. You know, with some people playing jamborees, some people not playing jamborees. Like Athens football, they had their St. Michael game last year with Philip Rivers on the homecoming. But this year they don't have that jamboree. They did the extra week of spring. They
had Midnight Madness last night.
Yeah, I thought about going, and then I remembered it was at midnight. And I had to go for the paper 2 years ago. I did not.
My wife's best friend, her son, which he's not able to participate because he's had a hip injury, but he's in 9th grade, and she went last night, and she's trying to get us to go. I'm like, well, I hadn't got up at 4:30 this morning.
Yeah, no, I hear you. The Midnight Madness was fun 2 years ago, but man, it definitely messes with the sleep schedule.
And then Ardmore had theirs last week.
They did, and you know they both had their women's football camps and everything too, which you know has been kind of a staple for a few programs in Limestone County now as well. But yeah, I did kind of a preview piece on Athens football on Thursday, where I went up there and interviewed Coach Groves, the DC OC, and then a couple players. And I'm telling you right now, Jayshon Ridgel and Spencer Dolan, those are big dudes.
Yeah, they are.
Jayshon was big last year, and he's even bigger this year. I mean, you want to talk about a great athlete. I mean, both of them, honestly. I mean, I don't know if there's a school that hasn't offered Spencer Dolan at this point.
I know. And
then, you know, Jayshon, in true Quez Watkins fashion, he's gotten those Southern Miss offers thrown his way. So I thought that was very cool.
Now, Spencer's a sophomore or junior?
Junior. So
now, Jayshon committed to I had it on last week, and I deleted it from my notes. But he and Nate Jennings both committed to the same school.
Where are they going? That's a good question. I'll look it up real quick. Because I just thought it was cool that Jayshon got offered by Southern Miss just because of the Athens wide receiver Quez Watkins connection. But yeah, I saw Nate Jennings. Are you talking about over at JC?
Yeah.
I saw he saw it somewhere too. I'll figure it out here in a second.
I saw it too.
Yeah, we talked to Coach McGee. Well, we talked to Coach Gross about it last week too. So we highlighted both their players, but. My old age is showing. I can't remember.
I think all of our old age.
I hear you. Hey, speaking of, JC, I had I was telling you a little bit about this time. I had Johnny Johnson, the baseball coach, on.
Oh yeah,
not too long ago, and that guy is a hoot. Did you know that he's like one of like 5 John Johnsons in that family? Yeah. So his son is he's John Thomas Johnson. His son is JT Johnson, and he said his
dad
grandfather lived. He said his grandfather lived like a really long time. Lived like 102 at one point. So at one point there were 4 of them alive.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So last weekend I was going on a golf trip. We go every year to Tennessee. And I think it was Thursday or Friday was the 40th anniversary of the Nola Ryan, Robin Ventura thing.
Yes.
And so he was a part of that. He was a bat boy. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we were actually talking about that. Nolan Ryan was how old when he did that? Like 44?
Something like that.
And he's beaten up some dude that's like probably half his age.
Yeah.
You don't mess with Nolan Ryan.
Mm-mm.
They don't make him like they used to.
But
unless you're Shohei.
But on that golf trip, last Thursday we went to Goose Pond and played. It was 12 of us that went.
Wow.
And some of the guys just went on up to Crossville where we play at, and some had never seen Sweetens Cove, which is in South Pittsburgh, which is owned by Peyton Manning and some other guys. A little 9-hole course, but they put 2 flags on each green because the greens are so big where you can play 18.
Okay.
So we got up there to our house where we were staying, and those guys got there about an hour or so later, and they said, y'all should have stopped in there. I said, well, y'all didn't have time to play because it was getting dark. They said, yeah, but we pulled out in the parking lot, and out of the clubhouse walked Bill Murray.
Oh.
He had just got through playing.
Cinderella story himself.
Was he wearing any Cubs gear?
They didn't say. So they got an autograph on the scorecard. I said, why didn't you get a picture? They said, well, we didn't want to be greedy.
Hey, that's fair. I mean, you get a signature. I think you're pushing your luck if you go for the the twofer there, getting the photo as well.
Wow. Cinderella story.
Speaking of golf, have you ever played Purcell Farms in Sylacauga?
Oh, yeah, several times.
I went there for a wedding, and I could not believe how nice that property was. It was insane. And I didn't realize that there's some famous YouTube golfers who go there every year, and because they go there and the notoriety they bring, it jacks up the price of playing Purcell Farms now. So I just thought that was interesting. I was talking to the one person I know from Sylacauga about it, and they were like, it used to be a lot cheaper, and you can go out and have a good time. It definitely wasn't cheap, just cheaper.
Yeah.
And now, because of these YouTube golfers,
they just $150 now.
It's probably more than that, I bet.
So it's time for
Scores and more.
Yep. Brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. No scores, but I do have more.
There we go.
Next week, we will be live at Calhoun's Family Fun Day. Calhoun Athletics is putting this on. This is their first annual deal, so you can come out and I don't know what kind of – have probably bouncy things and, games and stuff. And, you can meet Calhoun athletes while you're out there. So we'll be out there for that. And coming up in coming months, we'll have former Alabama players Trey DePriest, Jolston Fowler, Marquise Mays, and Terrence Cody.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They've
Ron,
got
get
some.
in touch with you.
Yes. I heard from Ron, and he we'll have
beat me to it.
We'll have Marquise on one week, and then Trey and Jolston on the next week. They're doing a signing in Tuscaloosa together, and then Marquise is doing one in I can't remember where he's doing it. Anyway, they're both signings are going on the same day, and then Terrence Cody will be in Tuscaloosa or maybe it's Dora. Anyway, he's doing one on the third Saturday in October.
There we go. Very fitting for Terrence Cody.
Tennessee game,
Very fitting for Terrence Cody.
We'll talk to him on the week before that. So that's what we got coming up here in the next few weeks.
Yep. Terrence Cody, that 2008 Rocky Block game, or 2009 Rocky Block game, that was the first time I've ever prayed at a football game. And my prayers were answered immediately, so thank you, Terrence Cody.
So we have mayhem in the house.
Mayhem in the house.
I'm here. Hey, I was at that game too, Adam, and I got, I'm not going to use that word I want to use. I got really mad, so I'm leaving. We'll not watch Tennessee beat us. I sit on the other side because I think it was just me and Jay that went. I don't know where Zach was. I mean, I don't know what he had to do. But when I was walking down to leave, and when I got down the bleachers and turned left to walk out, I heard a thud and a block, and then I looked out there. I had the best view in the house because I was standing right behind the bleachers, and Cody run right at us when he'd been a part of that block. Man, what a huge win for Alabama that was. But should have got beat because, in my opinion, Jay, the other team was coached by one of the best coaches in the NCAA. Send your letters and comments to me because I'm fixing to tell you guys I think Lane Kiffin's an awesome coach.
Oh, yeah, Lane Kiffin is an awesome coach. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think he had a bad rep there for a little while, mostly caused by people who just didn't really like him, but I've always personally really liked him.
Yeah, I really like him.
Well, getting on Twitter a lot will kind of turn people against you.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right, but
Tim,
come to the sip.
Did you watch your Green Bay Packers?
I sure
last night?
did.
What are you thinking?
I sure did. Well, I was not so much impressed with Jordan Love. He started out and didn't really do anything, and then the backup came in. He was really more involved with the points that they made. He did throw a couple of picks. One of them was a pick six, but
that's how you get involved with points.
Yeah, well, but Packer points too. So, which I thought he looked pretty good.
I'm sure it's different though, guys. How some teams are all in, like Sean Payton's all in. Started Russell Wilson last night, but you look on the other side and the Cardinals had their quarterback in street clothes. I mean, some people take this pretty serious, and I mean the Patriots, Mac Jones didn't play at all, and
Yeah.
And then Bryce starts today. It'll be on 3 o'clock on NFL Network.
No doubt. That'll be exciting.
Titans and Bears play at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is enough of our first segment of banter. We need to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. This is Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ardmore Telephone Company has been operating right here in your community since the 1950s. Over the years, we've brought you advanced communication services such as telephone, high-speed internet, and security systems. And going forward, we'll be right here ready to provide you with innovative services and the high level of customer service you've come to expect. At Ardmore Telephone, our proof is the test of time, running decades deep. We're Ardmore Telephone, and we are here to stay. For more details, call 1-800-830-9946 or visit ardmore.net.
Takes a snap. He's rolling to his left. He's looking downfield. He's looking in the end zone. He throws a jump ball. It's complete. Touchdown, Golden Eagles.
Join us this coming season for Athens High School football. Greg Young will bring you all the exciting play-by-play online at WKAC1080.com or on your WKAC Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device by saying Play WKAC Sports. Listen for the radio replays Saturdays at noon and check out the archives on the WKAC Sports page. Golden Eagle football from 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Scott Hunter, former Alabama Crimson Tide and NFL quarterback, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about that action. I'm all about that action. I'm all about that action. I said I'm all about that action.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I am your host for the day, One Adam 12 Dodson. I am joined with producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, and Tojo J. Vassar. And on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, we got our Swami of the SEC, AP Steadham. AP, how we doing?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So glad to be on Applebee's Tailgate Talk, WKAC, 1080 AM, Athens, Alabama.
AP, you ready for some football?
Almost. I still got a few things to do, but I'm almost there. Almost ready. I'm real close.
Now, when you were out in Cali, were you hearing the rumblings of these teams leaving already?
Not too much, but it was sure disappointing, So essentially, I was at the last Pac-12 media day as we know it now, because it was a one-day event, and you say, how did they get this done in one day? But it was fabulous. I had tremendous access, spoke to Bo Nix and interviewed Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams and two players from Cal and the head coach of Cal, the head coach of Arizona, and the quarterback from Utah, because, they're all playing the SEC teams, Mississippi State, Auburn, and what was the other
Florida.
team? Auburn. Florida. So, not USC, of course, and not Oregon, but I had access to all those people. I loved it. Those people treated me so well. But, yeah, it's sad, very sad. I keep thinking about UCLA at Rutgers at noon Eastern time.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I know.
Huh?
Or Rutgers
for the
going
UCLA
out there.
people, I'm thinking about. Yeah, Rutgers going out there. Well, that'll be a that would be out there. It would be like, let's say, a 12:30 game, be 3:30 Eastern for them. So they'll be right in their groove, you know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
For UCLA to come east, or USC or something, and you have to get to these places. You have to get to Madison, Wisconsin. You have to get to State College, Pennsylvania. You have to get to Iowa and wherever. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just strange, but this is the world. And I went on my show this week. I really gave some commentary and observation. The SEC. You hear these verbal jabs about time zones, right? You've heard some commissioners make comments, right?
Yeah. Right.
And I'm just telling you right now, you better look out for the health of the entire sport, because the NFL, is your competitor, right? So they have teams everywhere. So you always have that geographical and provincial allegiance. Well, if all of a sudden USC is not in the playoffs, or UCLA, because they're in the Big Ten, they still have to beat Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin, all these teams, you'll lose some of that audience out there. And if you lose some of that audience and they don't have that allegiance, people are going to watch the SEC. We understand that the football craze people everywhere will watch the SEC, but on the margin, you're going to lose people.
Yeah.
And whoever thought, let me ask you something. 2 years ago, are you thinking UCLA and USC are leaving the Pac-12? Did you ever think that would happen in your lifetime? When you think, what, are you crazy? What kind of drugs are you taking?
Well, I agree, especially for the Big Ten. And so I'm curious, what are your thoughts on there being legitimately no West Coast conference now? I mean, there's no conference on the West Coast for football.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's the Mountain West, okay? We know they have a league, but it's one of those autonomy leagues, right? It's not the within that Power 5. But whoever thought the Southwest Conference would disappear, all those teams from Texas plus Arkansas.
Yeah.
But we saw it happen, 20, 30 years ago, whatever that was now. So, but it is surprising that the West Coast, because we thought, that's a group of schools and universities that are tight-knit. Since 1915, they had that conference. Think about it.
Yeah.
1915. Wow. Who would think that the Pac-12 would dissolve? We know those crazy people in Texas. We understand that, right? They ate themselves, right? They cannibalized the whole thing. They all cheating and then turning each other in and just crazy, right? No self-interest with that bunch. Or it was too much self-interest, I guess, but no collegiality in that part of the country. But we never thought that about the Pac-12. And you're going to abandon Cal and Stanford?
Yeah, and Oregon State and Wazoo too. And my question for you is,
Washington State, yeah.
And where does Bill Walton end up now?
I'm telling you, he must be one of the saddest people on the planet.
No more Conference of Champions.
Right? I mean, he has to use that term and say, remember the Conference of Champions.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're going to move him over to the Big Ten, but I don't know if I feel sad for whoever's partnered with him, because that's a stressful job right there, being next to Bill Walton.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they're going to have to be consoling him minute by minute, I think. Yeah.
No, AP did that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I'd read something that maybe those, 4 teams may merge with the Mountain West in order to be qualified to make the playoff.
Right. I think I would say 3 viable options, I say, with whatever percentage you want to place on each scenario. But Cal and Stanford, I think that would be good for the ACC, but there's 4 schools against it. Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina State. And then, you have Notre Dame would want to be in there because they would really welcome Cal and Stanford for sure.
Yeah.
And, Duke would welcome them, I know.
Yeah.
But then you have the American Athletic Conference. They would welcome all 4 of those teams, Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, Stanford. And then you have the Mountain West. Would they merge? Would the conference change to the Pac-West? Would the conference remain the Pac-12? Because you have, I think there's a 2-year grace period to have less than 8. So maybe if the Pac-4 can get two more teams, because next year now their schedule, they don't have one. Imagine that you're Cal and Stanford, and next year you don't have a football schedule complete.
Wow.
Yeah, and go ahead.
No, so you have those options: AAC, ACC, or something with the Mountain West. Or keep the Pac-12 and get some teams from somewhere. I don't know, but it's $34 million to opt out of the Mountain West, that's really strange.
Yeah, and it's none of those 4 schools are in good spots because even Stanford, they're not as known for football as they used to be. I mean, out of those 4 schools, Oregon State's probably the best just because they have the Clemens transfer at quarterback. But I mean, none of them are even good at basketball either. I mean, Oregon State went on that miracle Sweet 16 run 2 years ago, but none of them are good at football and none of them are good at basketball.
Right. You know what's really funny about that? If you look back, and this is within, let's say, 30 years, 25 years, that Cal was a top team at one point, like in the 90s. If you check it out, they had a really good team. Yeah. Okay, Stanford had. We know they were Orange Bowl and all, and everything with Harbaugh and David Shaw had good teams. We know that Oregon State, they're in the top 25 right now, preseason. And we know that Washington State played in the Rose Bowl. So those are 4 teams. You say their football programs have been up and down, but they have potential.
Yeah.
If you get the right person at the top. It's always at the top. Can you get the right person?
No doubt.
I wouldn't discard them as saying that they can't compete in football at some point if they get the right person. Yeah. We've seen that they can compete.
Yeah, and they may be able to recruit well by convincing some athletes to stay on the West Coast.
Yes. Yeah, they'll use all those advantages, right? All the people from Los Angeles, they say, all right, if you come up to Washington State and Pullman, but your family's a plane ride and a car ride away, or you're up there in Oregon State, or you go to Cal or Stanford right there around San Francisco, Oakland area. So, by the way, I just want to let people know we will be in Berkeley for that Auburn versus California game.
Nice. And, since you brought up Auburn, I'm curious what you think about their doing. I mean, Coach Freeze has already recruited better in, a few weeks than Harsin did in a couple years.
Yeah, it's getting ball players. It's recruiting R&D. We always speak about recruiting and development. Okay, you're recruiting the players. You're getting the transfers, right, from Ohio State and some other places. Mm-hmm. You're getting that offensive line back to having some quality players. You can't have a good football team in the SEC without an offensive line, defensive line, and then you need the playmakers on the outside unless you're going to drive the football, and that means minimizing your mistakes. You need some explosive players. Like Wimp Sanderson always says, I don't want to coach every play.
There you go. There you go. And do you have any sort of update, or what have you heard as it relates to Auburn's running back who's been out for seemingly forever now, and he hasn't showed up to practice yet? Talking about Jarvis Hunter.
Jarvis Hunter. Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything updated on it, but it's getting mighty close.
Yeah, sure is.
Something has to happen. I thought I had read something where he had come back, but maybe I don't know. I thought I did, but you're telling me no. I thought I had read something.
Well, I know he didn't. He didn't show up for first day of practice this week. That's what I know, and I haven't seen any updates since then.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, but we're gonna watch that week. But hey, they're gonna field the football team. The games are scheduled, right? Yeah. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I think Coach Stallings one time, the young reporter came in, or maybe the Coach Bryant said, you have this tough team you're playing and this other team, and so Coach Bryant or Coach Stallings said, well, son, they scheduled the game, so we'll have to show up.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Right. Yeah, Auburn's in the same situation. Whether he's on board or not, he's going to field the football team at Auburn University this year.
No doubt.
Now, AP, with these teams moving, with this, I guess, will the Apple Cup and the Civil War, will all that be done away with Oregon State and Oregon?
Well,
and Washington
we
State?
know. Yeah, good point. We know how grown-ups act, right? We know they act childish, right?
Yeah.
We know that, Texas and Texas A&M and some of these other rivalries, Kansas, Missouri, and they went to the wayside. So, yeah, these things aren't going to happen if the grown-ups continue to act like children, and we know that can happen, right? We know that can happen. That's not. I mean, why? How in the world would you say, oh, this is one of the greatest things for our program, but you know what? We're not going to play.
Yeah, no, it's definitely sad, but what's also sad, AP, is that that's all the time we have today. But we appreciate.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but we appreciate you joining us on Applebee's Tailgate Talk as always, being our Swami of the SEC like you are.
Oh, thank you so much. You got me fired up. I think I could play this afternoon. I think so.
Awesome. Well,
watch Bryce Young at lunch. I'll get you fired up.
There you go.
There we go. I'll look forward to it. Okay, thank you. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, AP.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.
That was AP Steadham, our Swami of the SEC. We got to take a quick break on Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We'll be right back.
AP Steadham, Heisman Trophy voter, Maxwell Award voter, and Biletnikoff Award voter can be heard weekly on the AP and Kelly As We See It podcast on Anchor and Spotify. He can also be found on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. When you're looking for something special for your next event, why not bring in the most amazingly fine flavored shaved ice this side of the islands? Kona Ice of Decatur and Athens. Whether it's a school or major sporting event, a picnic, or a festival, Kona Ice brings the fun and laughter. From their steel drum music to their signature flavor wave, where guests can flavor their own shaved ice. No event is too big or too small. Kona Ice makes fundraising easy too. Call Kona Ice today and tell them what you have in mind. 256-566-5298. Or look for them on your favorite social media platform. Kona Ice of Decatur in Athens. 256-566-5298.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Tune in every Tuesday through Thursday this coming football season for the WKAC Coaches Shows. Join us as we get the scoop from Ardmore, Athens, Clements, East Limestone, Elkmont, James Clemens, Tanner, and West Limestone. The WKAC Coaches Shows on 1080 WKAC.
Hey, this is James Clemens boys basketball coach Francis Sullivan, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We are at the Applebee's Tailgate Lounge, as Clint Legg just described it. I am your host, Adam Dodson, 1 Adam 12, and I'm joined with Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, and Tojo J. Vassar. And joining us on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, we have the head volleyball coach for Ardmore High School, Callie Giles. Coach, how we doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I know it's very exciting times for you right now with everything you have going on. So talk about how your summer was and talk about the team you have this year.
Yeah, so we put in a lot of work this summer, working out in the weight room 2 days a week, all through June, July, just picking up 3 days a week, getting out on the court with the girls. And they have worked really hard this summer. We have 42 girls in the program this year, and every single one has just looked great so far in the preseason.
Awesome. So talk about some early games you have. Talk about some, if there's any early game tournaments or any special events you have coming up as it relates to Ardmore volleyball.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to, we have a black and gold game coming up on the 21st, just right before 3 days before season officially starts. So that black and gold game, we're just going to get our girls out on the court and let them play each other, scrimmage, give everybody a chance to come see them for free, just to hopefully draw in some interest and get some fans at our games. And then, like I said, we do kick off on the 24th. We have Clements at home, and so I just think that's going to be a really good season opener for us.
So this black and gold game's not a Midnight Madness, is it?
It's volleyball's version of Midnight Madness, but we're not playing at midnight. Okay. We're starting at 5:30. We'll be out there by 9.
Okay.
I hear you. So talk about what you look for in scrimmages. Like I know that, when you're playing against yourself, that you got to, I guess look for certain things because it's obviously not about wins and losses. So what do you hope to see from your team in the scrimmage?
So I'm really looking for who's going to be a leader. And actually for the scrimmage, what we're going to do is I have 24 girls total on varsity and JV.
Nice.
And I'm going to split each team up. So I'm in one team, like my black team's going to have 6 varsity, 6 JV. And then same thing for my gold team, just to kind of mix them in and get like a better competition going. But like I said, I'm going to be really looking for who's getting after it, who's chasing the balls down, who's hitting the floor. And especially I have 7 seniors this year, and I'm looking for who's going to step up and be a leader, especially when they're not playing in that rotation of 6 that they're used to.
Yeah, well, I mean, having that many seniors, that's got to be a luxury for you.
It is, but it's also, I'm going to be interested to see how next season's going to go, because they're all major players, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really going to be missing them next year, but I think it's going to be a really good season. Like I said, having those 7, the experience that they're all going to bring to the court, I think is just going to really help out our team.
So, Coach, how many juniors you got?
3 juniors.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
So, that experience, you'll miss that for sure once those 7 leave after this year.
Yep. So varsity this year, like I said, I've got the 7 seniors, 3 juniors, and then I've actually got a freshman and an 8th grader this year. So at least the freshman and the 8th grader, they'll be with me for the next 4 or 5 years and have that experience to be a stable, element on the team.
Now, who's in your region or area for volleyball?
So for our area, it's East Limestone, Madison Academy, and Westminster.
Okay. So wait, Westminster, they compete at the 5A level for volleyball?
They do for now.
Okay.
They do what they want to do.
Yeah, because I know they're 4A in most everything else.
That's right.
Interesting.
Volleyball, they are 5A. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So talk about some, you brought up how you have Clements, your tip-off game against Clements. Who are some other early opponents you have that, you're looking forward to, seeing how your team plays against?
So we're going to start out, like I said, we have the Clements, and then that next week we turn around and we're going to play Madison County and Buckhorn.
Okay.
I know the whole Madison County as a whole, they have some really strong volleyball, so I'm looking forward to kind of getting out of Limestone County, and facing those other teams that we won't be seeing and getting some good competition.
Absolutely. Now talk about your volleyball background a little bit. What year is this for you at Ardmore coaching volleyball, and how did you get your start in coaching volleyball?
So this is my first year as head coach, but this is my 4th year at Ardmore, and for the past 3 years I have been a varsity assistant and the 8th grade coach. But volleyball has always been a huge part of my life. I started playing when I was about, I would say, 10, played all through school. I went to Hazel Green.
Okay.
So I'm very fortunate to come from a volleyball powerhouse and just have that background. So played all 4 years there for Coco Crutcher. And then, like I said, when I got to Ardmore, it was a no-brainer. I'm a volleyball person. Got started with the middle school and just have now worked my way up. And I'm excited for my first season as head coach.
Yeah, that's very exciting, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well, how'd you make it to Ardmore from Hazel Green? Or from
so
she drove.
No, I don't,
yeah.
I don't mean physically.
So I'm Hazel Green, born and raised, still live in Hazel Green. And when I finished college, both my parents actually teach at Hazel Green. And so I knew I didn't want to go there yet because I didn't want to work with my parents at the time. I felt like I needed to get out and make a name for myself on my own. So Ardmore is actually the closest school to Hazel Green that's not Hazel Green. So interviewed there, and it's only about a 30-minute drive, so it's not bad. I love the small town feel of it, but it's still big enough, that we're competitive, and I've just loved it there.
Now, talk about the size of your team, because I talked to Coach Jenny Jarrett at Bob Jones not too long ago, and she talked about how she has more of a relatively shorter in size group that's very athletic. So how is it for Ardmore?
So we actually do have some pretty good height right now. The freshman that I have is over 6 foot. And then my middles, I would say they're like maybe 5'9", 5'10", but I've got some really great jumpers. especially even looking down the line at my JV team. They're not very tall, but those girls are athletic and they can jump out of the gym.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, that's far more important than height, is being athletic.
Yeah, so we've got some really athletic girls. Our girls, just at Ardmore as a whole, like across all the girls' sports, we're very fortunate to have a lot of athleticism.
Yeah, hey, I know y'all are good at multiple women's sports over there. I know, the softball team's usually pretty stout over there too.
They are, and we have a lot. And at Ardmore, with it being smaller, we do share a lot of athletes. So it's those same girls, they're just going sport to sport and just sharing the athleticism around for the different sports.
Yeah, and are you someone who, really likes your players to be dual sport athletes? Because I know most coaches I talk to genuinely enjoy and like that.
Yeah, I do like that our girls, they get to make a difference for different areas of the school. And just even playing those different sports, they each kind of have a different element to them that's important. And they're just being with those different team dynamics, I think just makes them a better team player, gets them some more experience, especially because a lot of our girls, maybe they're playing JV volleyball, but they might be playing varsity basketball or softball. So even though they're not getting varsity experience with volleyball, they're still getting that varsity mentality in another sport, which I think is great and just carries over when they do make it to my varsity team.
So you're telling me that Ardmore is the closest school to Hazel Green?
It was between Ardmore and Buckhorn.
Right. And
they're about.
I'm sure to say you got Fayetteville and Giles County, or not Giles County, Lincoln County.
I'm not I'm not certified in Tennessee.
Oh, that's true.
There you go.
Well, wait a few years and you can move up there.
And also, that's Tennessee
Even then,
money.
though, it's probably about the same.
Yeah.
You don't get paid as much either in Tennessee.
Exactly.
Callie,
Yeah, it's about a 30-minute drive.
Here's what else you have at Ardmore. I know this because my daughter plays with them. You got a good group of girls that play volleyball outside of your schedule. Playing for United Volleyball is really, I cannot tell you how much has helped my mind get better and do better. I think the more you play, the better you get. And I also have one that hadn't played in a year or two, and I'm not saying you can tell that she's just we do another sport that's not the important one, but in your region, Westminster's a monster. Madison Academy is usually good, and the East is always good. So it's a tough region. And like I said, playing against Westminster and whatever, I think last year they were kind of not so good in softball, but they'll figure it out because they have ways to figure out how to get people in there and let them play and beat you. And the ability of those guys to sit there and play whatever area and region they want to play, and it ain't just them. It's Madison Academy does the same as well. They're playing 3A football right now, man,
right,
and 5A basketball. Come on now. But anyway, I know this much. When I go, you see a lot of, there's a lot of talent up there at Ardmore as far as volleyball goes. That's good for you.
Yeah, we're very lucky. And like I said, with you bringing up the club, with our location, we've got, I don't know how many clubs now in Huntsville, 4, 5, maybe 3, 4, I'm not sure. And they each have a different draw to them. So the girls, if they really want to play, there are options and they're able to play, which I think is great. And we're very lucky to have that with our location where we are.
Well, I was going to ask you if you had any playing club volleyball.
We do have, I don't know how many, because they kind of go in and out with who plays club. And then some of them, they're trying to play club while they're playing school basketball and while they're playing school softball.
Yeah.
But I'd say we have at least 10, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They're playing at different clubs.
Yeah.
For Ardmore being where it is, I feel like we were kind of slow getting on the map of club, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I feel like it's reached us where we are, it's really picking up, and especially seeing it in our younger girls. Because we have this year, we're lucky to have a full 7th grade and a full 8th grade team. And we have a lot of these girls coming in as 7th graders, as 8th graders, and they're starting to play club early. And it's really making a difference in just the growth of our program.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, with the time we have left, once again, just tell people where they can check out the Black and Gold game and when it's taking place and when the Clements game is taking place.
Yeah, so we have our Black and Gold game at Ardmore High School on August 21st. Varsity and JV will be playing at 5:30, and then middle school is going to follow, and that is free admission. We are asking for donations of items. You can check that out on our Facebook, Ardmore Volleyball, for more details. And then our season opener is going to be at Ardmore versus Clements, starting with varsity at 4:30, followed by JV, and then a grade 8th grade game.
Well, Coach, we're wishing you best of luck this season. We appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show.
Congratulations on getting a job, and good luck this season.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thanks again, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Yep, that was Callie Giles, Ardmore High School head volleyball coach. This is Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We will be right back.
Missed part of this week's Tailgate Talk? Go online to tailgatetalk.net and hear the archives. Call or text us with your comments during the show at 256-812-1848. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC. While others have come and gone, the Lions Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lions Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lions Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy.
Shotgun formation, two backs in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to the second man through. Touchdown!
Join us this upcoming season for Limestone County football, streamed right to your computer or mobile device on the Play Action Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa, open Play Action Sports. Listen for the replay of select games Sunday afternoons on WKAC, and download each game from the archives anytime you want. Also available on all major podcast platforms and in the podcast section of the Play Action Sports app. Limestone County football from Play Action Sports.
Hi, this is former Major League catcher Ed Hearn, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Let me give you some trash talk.
Hey, you want to talk some trash?
Trash?
Trash. Trash. Won't pick it up. Take them like away. Girl, why not take out the trash?
You don't know how to trash talk, do you?
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I am your host for the day, Adam Dodson, also known as 1Adam12. I am joined with Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, and Tojo J. Vassar. And joining us on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, we got the radio voice of the Rocket City Trash Pandas, Josh Caray. Josh, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Great. We appreciate you taking the time.
No problem.
Awesome. So talk about what's going on in the world of the Trash Pandas right now. I know you had that really cool Smoke in the Outfield event a couple weeks ago, and I know that y'all last week had a big stretch, and then this week, obviously, just continuing on. So just talk about all the good things going on.
Well, I wasn't at Smoke in the Outfield, but I know that was the first time we've done it, so I'm sure we'll try to do it again in the future and make adjustments and things like that. But, I wasn't there for that. They had a good week in Birmingham last week, won 5 of 7 games, and this week has not gone as well. The Braves have won 3 of the first 4 games of the series, but, we got 2 more to go here, and guys are just trying to, finish the season strong and move into the offseason with some positive vibes and get ready for the offseason.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that isn't this the first time the Trash Pandas have played the Braves this season?
Yeah. We play them now, and then we'll play them again in a couple weeks at their place.
Gotcha. So talk about some players who, are still with the team, haven't been called up or called down or anything, who have made a significant impact over the past few weeks or so.
Well, I think all year, Kyron Paris really stands out. I think he's probably the best overall prospect for the team, but now you got guys like Nolan Shanuel, the first-round pick from Florida Atlantic. Sonny DeShera is playing a lot better.
Yeah.
Jose Gomez continues to be a team leader, and so there's really a big group of guys who are playing good baseball right now, and unfortunately the team maybe not as competitive as last season, but all you can ask for them to do is continue to go out there, try every day. Tucker Flint's been with the team all season long. He's gotten progressively better. So there are a lot of positive things about this ball club, and they're a lot better now than they were about 6 weeks ago.
Awesome.
And Josh, you got was it 3 more homestands left in the season? So we got to get folks out there to check out the Trash Pandas that hadn't been out this year.
Yeah, it's actually 2 of them. We've got Birmingham at the end of the month, and then Pensacola comes in September. So still a few games left, but if fans haven't come on out, we'd love to have you down here. We'll have fireworks on Fridays and Saturdays. And we'll probably have some giveaways. I know we're going to have something to share a bobblehead giveaway in September. So still a lot of cool things going on at the ballpark, and we want folks to come on out.
And for my sons especially, we'll be there tomorrow night for youth jersey night. So they're looking forward to that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll have youth jersey giveaway tomorrow. Are y'all going to run the bases too?
Yes, sir. That's one of their big deals. They love coming on Sundays, running the bases, and then getting to be on a professional field. So they're looking forward to that.
Well, great. I hope they enjoy it.
Josh, I tell you who's earning some money, man, is with this foot of rain we got, your grounds crew. I know they're working double to keep the grass cut. I know our yards are having to be cut every day. I can only imagine with the real moors and the way you guys tend to the field there in the dirt there. I got to see that firsthand. We did our in-service there, how hard those guys work, and they're probably working double for them cats.
Charlie Weaver is our head groundskeeper. He's one of the best in the business, and it's not easy. We go out there and we have to pull tarp sometimes 2-3 times a day, just depending on what Mother Nature wants to do. But we love it. I mean, that's part of the gig, and those guys do a heck of a job keeping our field ready for play, and it's one of the best surfaces in minor league baseball.
And Josh, it's been a weird weather season as far as rain. Y'all have had a few doubleheaders for sure and a couple of rainouts, but it's just been the rain comes in any parts of the day.
But it's one of those things we deal with. Overall, I think it's been a pretty good year overall, and we've gotten all of our home games in, so that's big as well. We haven't lost too many dates, and that leads to pretty good attendance, and hopefully folks have enjoyed the ball games.
Yeah, Josh. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to speak to us on the show on Applebee's Tailgate Talk, and we'll be wishing y'all at the Rocket City Trash Pandas best of luck rest of the season.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Josh.
See you, Josh. Appreciate it.
That was Josh Caray joining us on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, the radio voice of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. This is Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We'll be right back.
Raise your hand if you could use a gig this school year. With fiber fast internet from ATC, your kids can learn from the kitchen table, study with friends online, research homework fast, check grades in a matter of seconds, video chat with their teachers, and so much more. Make sure your kids are ready to go back to school. Don't miss out. Call 800-830-9946 to switch or upgrade today for only $89.90 a month. Introductory pricing for new fiber customers only. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the far side. He's going to throw it off his back foot deep. He's got a man. Touchdown! James Clemens!
Be listening for James Clemens High School football this coming season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at pasnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device or on your Play Action Sports app and later on demand. You can also hear the replays Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clemens Jets football this coming season from Play Action Sports.
Hey, this is East Limestone Girls basketball coach Jessica Thompson, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I am your host, Blind Adam 12 Dodson, joined alongside Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, and Tojo J. Vassar. And joining us on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, our special guest segment, sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing, is Curt Jarvis, a standout defensive tackle for the Alabama Crimson Tide and also a standout defensive tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sir, how are we doing?
Good. We're doing good. How about you guys?
Doing great. We appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, no problem. No.
Awesome. So talk about some things going on in your life now. I know that for a lot of football players, they got to, kind of find a new identity once their career is over. So talk about some things that, you stay up to keep you busy now that you're no longer playing for Alabama or the Bucs.
Well, actually, back when I played, we had to get another job after we retired. Now they don't have to do anything after they're retired. They just sit around and watch. I was born at the wrong time. But now during my I probably should go back. Growing up, I wanted to be a fighter pilot.
Okay.
And that was my dream. I had the old Farrah Fawcett picture of her in the bathing suit in my room, and then pictures of fighter planes in my bedroom. That's what I had in there. So anyway, football kind of got in the way of that. So, but I did love flying. So I just kind of stayed with that. So now I work for Delta Airlines. I've been with them for 24 years, a captain on the Airbus.
Wow.
And still enjoy it. I'm having a good time with it. It's like I tell everybody, you can either go to work for a living or you can go fly. So it's what I tell my kids all the time. So it's your choice.
I hear you.
So,
Curt, what an awesome choice, man. It's my dad was a World War II fighter pilot, flew P-38, and he was a big man like him, not as big as Curt Jarvis, but my dad was 6'4", about 255, and when he was a younger man, he was about 230. He had to lose down to 205 to get in those P-38s, and he always flew hunched over like he was, which he was, too big to fit in the cockpit, not the cab. That right there, man. So I know, man, that's awesome that you do that, man, because I have a lot of respect for, especially growing up in a house with a pilot of dudes that can do that. And Curt, let me tell you this, we live in a world now where anybody, I mean, I got buddies that's got their flight license, and I wouldn't fly with them to Walmart and back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, strangely enough, all my buddies I grew up with, they don't want to fly with me either. But I fly differently in the cockpit than I did back in the day. So, but I ain't funny when they say that.
I hear you. So talk a little bit about your playing days at the University of Alabama playing for the Crimson Tide. Talk about some fond memories you have and just about, the product y'all put out on the field.
Oh, well, I mean, back when I was getting recruited, Coach Bryant was recruiting me, and I always try to tell the story, and I tell the Bear Bryant fans, hang on before you start cussing me, before you start saying it, But when I was getting recruited by Coach Bryant, he was still the man. There was no question about it. He was the man. But he was he had a lot of health issues. And when he would come to our house to eat dinner, he was in bad shape. Not only did I not think he was going to be there my whole 4 years at Alabama, I was concerned about him making it through dinner. Seriously. I mean, he was in really bad shape. So I had actually committed to Auburn my junior year. And because I just wanted to be at a place that was going to have a solid foundation, with the coach. And so I was committed to Auburn within the last week. Coach Brian unfortunately passed away in January, and Perkins came in, and he when he did his interview in Birmingham, he left there and stopped at Cornelius's house first, which he probably should have done, and then those were the two guys he wanted that he didn't have was me and Clemens, and so he did the interview, left Tuscaloosa, stopped at Cornelius's house in Enns, and then came to mine. And growing up, always wanting to be an Alabama fan, I obviously, I changed my mind. And, because I knew Perkins was going to be there at least 4 years. And I grew up wanting to be an Alabama fan and wanted to be an Alabama football player. Not that anything was wrong with Auburn. I think Auburn's great. I love the campus. I loved Coach Dye. He and I stayed friends until the day he died. And Bobby Wallace and that crew, but I just grew up wanting to play for Alabama, so I changed my mind. Cornelius and I both did 3 days before signing day, and ended up being at Alabama. Made some great friends, great relationships. Mike Shula, Cornelius, Kerry Good, Chris Moore. Just a whole, even more guys, and just had Jeff Bentley and guys I still stay in touch with today and still hang out with. And, memories wise, God, I got so many, but, I enjoyed we beat Notre Dame. That was kind of one that stands out. Cornelius's hit, I had a front row view to the sack. I mean, because they was I was 3 feet when he hit him.
That's awesome.
And that was probably one of the most crushing blows that I've ever seen. As a matter of fact, when we were running off the field, I told Cornelius, I said, man, you hurt him. I said, he's hurt. But there's so many. But the biggest thing is, I tell everybody in football, the biggest thing that I miss is the locker room. I miss the relationships that I had with the guys that are in the locker room. And what I loved about it, too, it didn't matter what color you were, didn't matter what religion you were, anything like that, you were all brothers. And that's what that's the biggest thing I miss now is just my guys I had on my team.
Yeah. Curt, first of all, man, I want to speaking for all Alabama fans, I'm glad you made that decision.
Yes.
They didn't go to Diggum Auburn. But I want to ask you this question, man. I'm an 87 graduate, but one of my best friend's brothers signed with you guys the same time you did. He made it for about a week or two, and Dad come home to get married. It is what it is. He's successful now, so I guess that's all that matters. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, you guys have stuck it out. But what I'm wanting to know is who would you say the best offensive lineman that you played against during your career at Alabama? Who's the best guy you played against?
Best one. Well, you had to throw Ben Tamborella in there first. And then in Tennessee was their offensive line, their center they had. I'm trying to remember his name. I remember it just escapes me right now. But the two tops was probably Ben, and Tennessee always had great offensive line. Matter of fact, Tennessee, when they were recruiting me, they said, we're going to put you at offensive line. They said, you're going to play guard or center for a long time. And, of course, I didn't want that. But now I wish I would have probably because I'd have played longer than what I did. But anyway, probably Ben Tamborella and the guy from Tennessee. And as soon as we hang up, his name will come to me. But those were probably the best two that, you had to pack a lunch, you awesome. Going to play.
I also looked at some pictures of you. You got to play in I think they're the coolest Tampa Bay uniforms there is.
Oh, yeah.
I like them. I don't like that pewter. I like the ones you guys played in.
You like the green pickles?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I love them. I love looking at them. I think those look really cool. And them now I just kind of look, But yeah, I was looking at some pictures there.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, and I like to watch when they go to the throwbacks. But a lot of people didn't like that, but I kind of liked them. It was cool. But,
Curt, where do you live now? I know didn't you grow up in Gardendale? Am I right by saying that?
You are right, and I live about 4 miles from the house I grew up in.
Nice.
Still come back to Gardendale. Gardendel's a great little town. It's just some of my friends here. I just like, I know the mayor, grew up with the mayor, and just a good community. I want to go here. My son, he's a big baseball player. He wasn't much. Football-wise, I could take my daddy glasses off, and he could play a decent player in football, but he wasn't going to go past high school. Baseball, he's a lot better at that. Just seeing him in the Gardendale uniform, daughter in the Gardendale uniform, always kind of cool.
Yeah, and we have a local team that's going to be coming up to play Gardendale here in a couple of weeks in James Clemens High School. Are you going to be at that game?
I'll have to look at my work schedule. Yeah, what day?
It should be a couple Fridays from now.
Okay, yeah.
25th, I think.
Yeah, I always try to go to the games when I'm home. Yeah, watch them. We got Coach Heats here at Gardendale, and outstanding guy. He's got a really good staff, and he does a good job with players, and they're kind of buying into what he's selling and stuff. So yeah, we're very fortunate to have Coach Heats, got good kids on the team. So that's the best about it.
Jay, we got to invite Curt, man. Jay and I go to about every Alabama home game, and our stopping point on the way home is not exactly Gardendale, but it's Walker's Chapel down there at Full Moon Barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to invite you to come down there with us. We'll let Jay pay for all of ours. He's got a great job, Curt. He can pay for all of us to eat in there, dude.
Pilots are notorious. We love free stuff, especially food.
That's awesome.
So I would love to do that. Yeah, we go to games. My other daughter, she's in nursing school down in Alabama.
Okay.
So we go there a lot. And as a matter of fact, she's sitting here on the couch with her dog. Awesome. And so we're down in Tuscaloosa a lot. We'll be going to all the games.
Now, Curt, was the guy's name at Tennessee Joel Farmer?
No, it wasn't that. He look on 86, right? 85, 86.
Okay. Yeah, we have our best man on it.
Yeah. Hey, 85, 86, man. What a great time. Great music, great time to be alive, guys. God, I love that.
I want to say Chuck Lanza, but it's not. Lanza played for Notre Dame. He was pretty good, but he wasn't. Nobody was as good as Tampo and the guy. But I just escapes me right.
Curt, you're kind of dropping out here. You played for Coach Bryant. Did you ever get called to the couch?
Well, no, I didn't play for Coach Bryant.
Oh, you didn't? He just recruited you. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, he recruited me, and he died my senior year.
Okay, that's right.
But I did sit on that couch when I would come down to the office, and he would. I sat it kind of lower, lower than he was, and it was pretty intimidating. Like I said, even though Coach Bryant was old, he still had that same aura.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Just the room temperature changed. And, and another great memory I have is being up in the tower with, watching practice when I was getting recruited. I mean, you can't buy memories like that. You know?
Yeah.
So,
I hear you. Wherever you're standing right now, don't move. We're getting a good signal from you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting a good signal from you.
Now, were you and Wes neighbors in that same class? Oh, was Wes
I try not to say that Wes and I are friends, but yes, Wes and I. No, I'm just kidding. Wes is a great guy. He and I used to tip over garbage cans back when we were living different lives. So we'd go out at night. And like I said, I like to say tip over garbage cans at night. But Wes and I were good friends, and Wes was certainly a great center as well. I just never played against him in the game, but. Wes made me the player that I was because he was so good. And then, like I said, we'd fight like cats and dogs on the field, and then, off the field we'd go out and partake in the things that Tuscaloosa had to offer.
And the many things that Tuscaloosa has to offer.
I am so glad you said, because when I was at UNA, we did some of the same things as tipping the garbage can. I'm glad that's not just a UNA thing. That's awesome. Kurt, hey, but in the Alabama Legends, Cornelius Bennett says that Wes could outrun Mike Shula.
Well, okay. Wes is Cornelius. I'm sorry. Mike Shula is one of my best friends, and so I'm not going to dog him. But I will say I would not bet on that race. So everybody makes fun of Mike, but Mike, was he fast? No. Was he the best athlete out there? Probably not, but he was the smartest on the field. Yep. And he understood football. I mean, he was charting plays for the Dolphins at 12 years old.
Yeah.
And he could just make things happen and using his brain. And he had a decent arm, very accurate. He didn't get rattled. I mean, if you want to see the essence of Mike Shula, go back and watch the drive that later produced the kick by Van Tiffen. I think that was our junior year. I mean, we ended up fourth and forever.
Yeah.
And Shula drove us down the field. Greg Richardson, smart enough to drag the guy out of bounds to stop the clock so Van could get out there. But, Mike was, like I said, Mike was just cool as a cucumber, never got rattled. And you can see that best in that game, in that drive to get Van Tiffen to do the kick there and against Auburn.
Yeah.
And then the pass to Al Bell in the Georgia game.
Oh, yeah, Al Bell. I mean, yeah, God. Strangely enough, you talk about a small world. So I'm doing a layover in L.A. about 5 years ago. And so Delta has vans to pick us up from the airport and take us to our hotel. And everything's kind of just set up for us. So we're in the van. I'm talking to the driver. And he hears my accent. And he goes, "Where are you from?" I said, "Well, I'm from Alabama." And he goes, "Oh," he said, "a good friend of mine played at Alabama." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Who?" He goes, "Al Bell." And I said, "Hell, Al Bell was my teammate." So we got him on the phone, and I'm driving down the road in Los Angeles talking to Al Bell. I hadn't talked to him in years. Just happened to be talking to one of his best friends, was a van driver. And Al seems to be doing pretty good now. I talked to him for about 20 minutes, and because he's back out in L.A. when I talked to him then.
A friend wanted me to ask you about when you were a graduate assistant. You had a run-in with an assistant coach.
Oh, I know where this is going. That is the only thing that these people remember, and yeah. It was Coach Fuller. And you know what? Coach Fuller and I were probably as close as two coach, player coach, except for Dubose. Dubose was my guy, and I was under Dubose for 8 years, and even though he scared me to death, he certainly, I owe him my whole career because he made me the player that I was. But after him was probably Jimmy Fuller. Fuller and I were good friends, and then we coached together. And people, tempers get a little hot when you're out on the football field, even with the coaches. And so, Fuller and I had a little bit of a run-in. I had a player that was struggling, and he was finally doing good. And Fuller got mad because my player was whipping his player's butt. And so he kind of grabbed my player. And, when you start coaching these guys, they're like your kids.
Yeah.
And so he grabbed my player, and I went, "Oh, heck no!"
No shot.
So, I'm like, "We ain't doing that." And so I went down there and said something. We kind of got into it, and so Stallings actually, since I was just a GA, Stallings called me over and he fired me.
Oh my gosh!
Fired me on the spot. Yeah, this is at practice. He fired me. He said, "You don't grab another coach." Da 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 da. And I was trying to explain what happened. And Stallings didn't want to hear it. And so he told me to go to the locker room, pack my bags. He goes, "You're done here." And that was the first. He fired me 3 times. He fired me and he fired me and Dabo one time together.
Really?
And so Dabo has actually been fired from a job before.
Oh my gosh.
Me and him both got fired. But anyway, going back, So anyway, so I went to my locker, the coach's locker, started packing my stuff, and Fuller went to Coach Stallings and told him, said, "Hey, that was my fault. Curt was doing what he should have done. He was protecting his player, and he should have done exactly what he did to me." And so Stallings brought us up in a meeting, and that night, just kind of, just did what head coaches normally do, and just kept controlling the situation. And and Fuller and I, the next day, we were best friends again. So so that happened.
I hear you, Curt, and we appreciate you taking the time to speak to us on Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We wish you all the best with all of your ventures, and like you said, we really appreciated taking the time to tell us some stories, some really good stories.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Just holler at me whenever you need me, and I'll see you guys.
Awesome.
I'm gonna hold you to that full moon thing too.
All right, when we pull in there at Walker's Chapel, we'll get your number from Tim. We'll call you.
Sounds good, guys. See you.
See you, man.
Best of luck, Curt. That was Curt Jarvis, our
man. Roll Tide, guys.
Yeah, seriously. Our special guest segment sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing. This is Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We will be right back.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
When you're looking for something special for your next event, why not bring in the most amazingly fine flavored shaved ice this side of the islands? Kona Ice of Decatur and Athens. Whether it's a school or major sporting event, a picnic, or a festival, Kona Ice brings the fun and laughter. From their steel drum music to their signature flavor wave, where guests can flavor their own shaved ice. No event is too big or too small. Kona Ice makes fundraising easy too. Call Kona Ice today and tell them what you have in mind. 256-566-5298. Or look for them on your favorite social media platform. Farm. Kona Ice of Decatur in Athens, 256-566-5298. PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clements Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
Hey, this is former Alabama offensive lineman Griff Redendale, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I am your host, Juan Adam 12 Dotson. I am joined alongside Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, and Tojo J. Vassar. And joining us on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, we got the cross-country coach for East Limestone High School, James Fountain. Coach, how we doing?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, started the school year, started the sports season. Talk about some things you have going on in your respective sports and just what's going on for you in general.
Okay, yes, sir. So, yes, this is my second year at East Limestone High School. Last year, I was the first year head coach for the wrestling team, and I was extremely happy about our performance throughout the season. And now I took on the responsibility as the cross-country coach at East Limestone.
Yeah, so what motivated you to, step up and take on more responsibility?
Really, truly, it was the children that motivated me, the students. So the previous coach, he took a new position somewhere else, and they needed a teacher faculty to take on the responsibility, and I definitely wanted the students to still have the opportunity to participate in cross country. I want our students to have a variety of different sports to participate in, and so I definitely wanted them to continue to have that exposure.
I was going to say maybe Mr. Scott motivated you to.
well, Mr.
First year teacher said it all, man. You ain't say nothing else. First year teacher.
Well, Mr. Scott and Mr. Angus, they definitely they went to recruit, and I was more than happy to step up.
Now, do you have any wrestlers who are also runners?
So interesting you said that. I had quite a few wrestlers participate in some 5Ks with me during the off season throughout the year. Just come out there and run with me. They helped get me in better shape. But they came and supported me. So I'm hoping I can convince them to come and participate in cross country, especially those who are not participating in football or any other sports during this off season.
Yeah. Now I know. From talking to you previously with wrestling that, you were very committed to, building a really good foundation for wrestling where it can kind of support itself with, youth coming up in the program. Is that going to be kind of similar with cross country where you're going to try to establish that foundation?
Well, we're going to take it one day at a time. Yeah. I really don't have that much experience with cross country. I really just have a dedication to the youth, and I want them to be successful as individuals and as a school in whichever sport or activities we participate in.
Here's where we got it easy. I mean, I say it easy. I was at East Limestone for 4 years as assistant principal, and now I'm at Clements. Here's where we got it easier than you guys got. I can really feel confident in sending our cross-country kids out to run down the road, Easel Road, which is beside our school, and they'll come back safe. East Limestone is so large, if you send a kid down the road, they'll probably get run over within a mile. So and you gotta get them out on the road. You got to get them in a course, and with it being, I'm not going to say landlocked, but man, there's a lot of neighborhoods there that you really can't really get rolling and going and even get to because of the traffic out there.
Yeah, right now I'm still trying to learn some different areas that we can go running at. We actually just mapped out a course around the school, and it was right at 3/4 of a mile, and so. It's going to be, it may, in the beginning, it may be quite a few just laps, but
that's right.
We're going to see what we do.
Yeah, you brought up how, you're kind of learning on the fly as far as it relates to coaching cross country. So talk about some things you've learned already and talk about some things that you try to instill in your runners.
So I actually have not had our first practice yet. I took on the responsibility last Friday.
Oh, okay.
the first day of school, and I committed then. And so I reached out to some of our students on this past Tuesday, and we have our first parent meeting this coming Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. And so right now we have about 15 students interested between the middle school and high school, and we're anticipating having our first practice this coming Thursday, and we'll go from there.
Coach Fountain, you also got some resources out there, man. You need to get with Coach Taylor Thaxton and Mike Bowles, the SRO, and let them guys get out there and run some cross country. They need it bad, trust me.
I got you.
Oh, that's funny. But Coach, you talked about that you're motivated by you want to give back to the youth. It sounds like that's an extremely motivating factor for you. So in your short time at East Limestone, talk about how you've enjoyed working with the kids.
Oh man, the kids at East Limestone are excellent. The kids and the parents and the faculty. It really has been welcoming there. The way the kids, the way the students receive me. I see my former 8th graders, and they bring joy to my heart seeing them move on in 8th grade and being successful. And the 7th grade this year, I'm expecting to continue building that relationship and doing even more with them.
Okay, Coach, and give us a little bit of your background. Where are you from originally, and do you have any background in any sports playing yourself?
So I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. I participated in sports early on in my middle school to my 9th grade year. I did wrestle middle school, but my last year of wrestling was in 9th grade. From that point forward, I kind of focused on working and little odd-end jobs here and there. And so I would say my sports career ended kind of early, and it's one of my few childhood regrets that I wish I would have did a little bit more in my secondary or in my public school career. But I did do some military. I did 12 years in the military. Okay. And so definitely continued physical fitness throughout that term there, and always early on in my life, through my 20s and 30s, I try to maintain, staying in shape, things like that. And age kind of caught up with me a little bit, but being around these youth, they try to keep me young and stay motivated.
I hear you, Coach. Well, we are almost out of time here, but the short time we have left, tell people how they can, get involved with cross country. Is there a website they can go to? Is there a Facebook page?
So currently, there's not a Facebook page or a website for us, but any of my students at East definitely come by my classroom, and I'll get them the information they need.
All right, make sure to go see Coach Fountain at East Limestone if you're interested in cross country. And Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show.
All right, thank you so much.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, that was James Fountain, the new cross country coach for East Limestone High School. This is Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We'll be right back.
If you have a question, comment, or idea for Tailgate Talk, you can email it to tailgatetalk@hotmail.com. We'll be right back with more of Applebee's Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand. First to help with community events and fundraisers. First to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations. First to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events. And most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together. That's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hey, I'm Cody Gross. I'm the head football coach at Athens High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I'm your host, Juan Adam 12 Dodson. Joining me alongside is Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, Clint Legg, also known as Mayhem, Tojo J. Vaster, and joining us at Applebee's today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyways, Coach Michael Parker of Clements football. Coach, how are we doing?
Doing good. How are y'all doing?
Appreciate you joining the show.
I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. So, Leg over here said that we need to ask you the tough questions. So I'm going to start with a tough one. How's the team looking?
We're looking okay. I mean, we've been at it all summer, so. Installed this past week has been more defensively than offensively because we pretty much know what we're doing offensively. We still have to rep a lot of stuff, but we got to go out in full gear Friday, so they enjoyed that as a change for them. So they finally got to hit on each other a little bit. So a couple of times out there it got a little intense, got a little heated between a couple of them. I liked it.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, nothing wrong with that. There you go.
Coach, how you replace a kid like Brady Moore?
Irreplaceable. Even if he wasn't a good athlete, he's a leader.
Yeah.
So you can't replace it. You got to hope somebody can come in there and fill some shoes, and it may take 2 or 3 of them to fill Brady Moore's shoes. But he's an all-around great kid and a good athlete, and he's going to do some amazing things in his life.
Yeah, because he's at Troy now, right? He's great. He's gray shirting.
Yeah, he's gray shirted at Troy. Still, I think the coaches like him well enough. They're going to try to get him involved in the program somehow, some way down there until he can officially do it in January. So he called me a couple of nights ago, and he's really enjoying it down there. He's coming home, I think, this weekend. Going to go to church and have some family time. Then he's going to head back down.
Now, is Moore somebody you could see getting into coaching one day himself?
Yeah, Moore can do whatever Moore wants to do. He's a smart kid, I'm telling you, and he's very knowledgeable at the game. It just became natural to him. He has a couple of opportunities he could have went and played somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And his statement to me was, Coach, I've been starting my whole life. I want to see what it's like to fight for a starting position.
There you
go. He's chose the right place to go fight for it because they got a good program down there.
They do.
Hey, Coach, today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Brady, if you listen.
Happy birthday, Brady.
He ain't him up yet.
I'll have to send him a text. But Coach, you brought up how he's irreplaceable, but some things that Moore did last year, I know some guys have stepped up and tried to fill that leadership spot. Like I know Moore was the guy you relied on to hold players accountable, showing up to practice, and it sounds like just talking to Turner and talking to Jacob Peoples at media day, it sounds like they're trying to take on that responsibility.
Jacob Peoples and Caden have both really stepped it up as far as leadership roles go. The team voted Jacob, team captain, and he's been a great leader for us. He works hard in the weight room. He makes sure that nobody in there outworks him, so he does a good job in there. And also out on the field, he's a vocal leader as far as that goes, and also he shows them how to do some things and leads them in that way also.
Yeah, I feel like he's grown up so much just the past couple of seasons.
Oh, he has. He has. He took the bull by the horns, man, just went with it. When he saw that Brady had graduated, he took over that leadership role, and he knew what I needed. I talked to him a little bit after they voted him captain on what I expected out of him, and he's took it and ran with it. Great kid, great student. I don't think I've ever seen him in Coach Legg's office, for disciplinary reasons. So I think he's going to be a great leader for us this year.
Is that true, Coach Legg? Has he ever been in your office for disciplinary reasons?
Not at all. But here's something else too. Coach's issue. We've never had issues. Coach Parker's offense has never been the problem. Our problem has always been on the other side of the ball. But I think with Bobby Earl coming in, and I'm not listen to what I'm saying, because this is the last time I give Bobby Earl any credit.
I hope you're listening, Bobby Earl.
I really think that he's simplified it and made it fun and made it easy, because when it's easy and you don't have to think on a lot on defense and you're pressuring people and you're hitting people, you got it. And that's what, I was with him at Tanner. That was, we cut this. We started together at Tanner in the early 90s. And at Tanner we were simple, but we would hit you in the face. And that's what we got to get to at Clemens, because when we get that, you're going to see a whole different team. And when we get to just run into the football, 11 helmets on somebody. And that's what Coach is helping Coach with. That it's just, like I said, man, if you score 40 a game, you should win every one.
No doubt.
You shouldn't get beat 50-40. And that's something we've got to do a better job of. Coach has done a great job of purchasing stuff like more weights, more stuff in the weight room. It sounds simple, but a new tackler, new tackling dummies. Now you can't hit each other much because we don't live in the world anymore where we can kill each other in practice and come back the next day. You'll have a million hurt. So you got to figure out how to tackle by tackling things. They're going to get up and go, that didn't hurt. I'm going to hit somebody harder.
Yeah.
Coach has done a good job, and I think we're finally getting young dudes out there hired a couple, and he's got a couple, and he can tell you more about those guys, but I just think it's gotten better, at least a little bit better, I would say. But like I said, it's never been offensive. It's never been nothing about that. It's been, dadgum, I better score because they're going to score. Dadgum, I got to go call goal. It's hard calling plays when every one of them's got to be 6 or 7 points. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe me, it's the way Alabama played.
well, Coach Legg, I'm glad you brought up that subject about the defense, because I was actually about to ask Coach Parker about it, because I remember talking to you at Media Day. Yeah. You were stressing defense, and that's the first thing you bring up on the show today is defense. Yeah. So just talk about how integral it is for you to figure out that side of the ball.
Well, to piggyback off what Coach Legg said, when I sat down and talked to Coach Green about coming over and helping, I just asked him, I said, what's your philosophy? What's your philosophy on the defense? What do you do? He said, Coach, we are simple and we come and get you. I said, you're hired. And that's some things that we, as far as our guys go, they don't know enough football. They don't watch enough football to understand the game. So they're going to do exactly what you try to do. And sometimes it gets a little complex when you have to read something, drop in coverage, and then break up and contain. It's a lot for a kid these days that don't watch football. And don't understand the game. So you have to teach them position by position and expect them to know what to do. So he has, like Coach said, he simplified it. And one of them told me the other day, he said, Coach, it's so much easier to contain this year. I said, well, you ain't thinking a whole lot, are you? He said, no, sir. I said, we have to dumb it down for you dummies.
Hey, trust me, and Bobby Earl's a very simple person himself.
Hey, I like it, though. I am, too.
And, like Coach Lex said, scoring 40, you should win.
Yeah.
And you got a tough test at opening week when you play at Holly Pine, because it seemed like they scored and y'all scored and they scored and y'all scored.
Yeah. But I think that we can score. And I don't expect to give up that many points this year. And like you said before, he came in the spring, and I said, Coach, it's yours. How much defensive time you want? Because that's what we're going to stop somebody. We're going to keep people from scoring 40 on us a game. So that's what our emphasis have been. I'll squeeze in an offensive period when I can, but right now I think offensively my guys know it. We do have to rep it. But if he takes up a whole lot of time on defense, I'm good with it. We'll go team. We'll rep plays in team. I'm just sold out to stop people from scoring on us this year.
Yeah, and it seems like, with the coach you have over there, it seems like you're very confident to see some improvement.
I am. I'm not throwing off on any other coach that's been there at all. Some kids get your philosophy, some people don't. Mm-hmm. And we haven't gotten their philosophy. This one is simple enough. We've picked up on it, and we're executing it well.
Awesome. So talk about how spring went. Talk about what's coming up for Clements football. Y'all aren't doing. Are y'all doing a jamboree, or did y'all have the extras?
Not. We had the spring jamboree, and it went well. We played Sheffield at Sheffield, and Cole Doss, who moved over to us from Ardmore, he was the starting quarterback, and on Wednesday before we played on Friday, he broke his collarbone. So a major adjustment for me there. We moved Jaden to quarterback because he knew the offense. And he ended up going over there and had 367 yards rushing, and he just had a great night.
He's something else.
He is. But, with that being said, he rushed all those, but he had 2 touchdown passes dropped.
Really?
And had 2 more big plays that were dropped that, they could have been a blowout game for us, but we let them hang around. And they scored late, and we ended up beating 28-21. But we played well enough to dominate that game, but we didn't. And that's what we've got to get to. We've got to, the old Alabama, before Saban got there, played up to the standard of their opponent. Yeah. And I feel like some of that's our issues. We don't play when we should dominate people. We don't get that domination in, and I think that we can change that this year.
Okay.
What's coming up, Coach? Tim asked you the question, but this week in practice, what are we looking? What are we going? What's going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Besides sweating a lot, I hope, guys. I'm going to be ugly, and Coach, don't slap me. You can reach me. I want it to be 100 degrees this week.
And it ain't going to be. No. That's what I told my wife coming over here. God's good to us. He's good to us with the temperatures, as far as coaches go. But the kids need some more heat just to get in better shape for the season, because it's on us. Last year we had a jamboree in the fall, and we had to start early. We started late in July, official practices. So we practiced for like 5 weeks before we played the game. This time we had last week, this week, and game weeks next week. So it's coming up on us fast. But for this week, we're regular schedule Monday through Thursday. I don't really. I guess I should. I guess I'm hanging myself out there, follow the guidelines of the High School Athletic Association. I try to get as close as I can, but, we got work to get done, and that's what I focus on when I go out there. Friday, we go to the river, annual river practice. We'll warm up at school while we're waiting on the bus to get there around 4. Then we'll load up on the bus and go down and start scrimmage around 5. We go down there. My wife's aunt and uncle has a house down there, and their kids live across the road, so they got a big yard. I go down there on Wednesday, line it off, and it's official. And we go down there and unload and get our shoulder pads on, and we have the referees come down.
Okay.
They call the game, call the scrimmage, and after that, I'll have a short speaker come in, and then we'll take them across the road, and I'll feed the seniors steaks, and the rest of them get the bar-ass weenies.
But, hey, Adam, here's what I like about Coach. You have a bad scrimmage, he makes them walk back from the river to Clemens.
Is that right?
Good stuff, man. I'm just joking.
Sound like John.
I'm just joking. That's why I said it. I'm just joking.
I'll be on the news tonight.
I said that.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the logistics of that. So is it all working out okay? Like, you got everything planned out accordingly?
Yep. Yeah, I got to go Thursday and get the groceries from Foodland up there. Foodland done us good. They gave us a great deal on stuff, and I'll take it down Thursday evening and marinate the steaks and have all the stuff ready. It's going to be a busy week. It always is at this point in time.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us on the show, and maybe one day I'll have you cook me a steak.
Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate what you guys do for us.
Absolutely. That was Coach Michael Parker. on not the First National Bank Hotline, but one of our guest segments, the head coach of Clements High School football. I am Adam Dodson of Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We will be right back.
Raise your hand if you could use a gig this school year. With fiber fast internet from ATC, your kids can learn from the kitchen table, study with friends online, research homework fast, check grades in a matter of seconds, video chat with their teachers, and so much more. Make sure your kids are ready to go back to school. Don't miss out. Call 800-830-9946 to switch or upgrade today for only $89.90 a month. Introductory pricing for new fiber customers only. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. While others have come and gone, the Lions Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lions Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lions Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hey, this is David Rocker, former Auburn and Los Angeles Rams defensive tackle, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I am your host, One Adam 12 Dodson. Joining me is Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, Clint Legg, a.k.a. Mayhem, and Tojo J. Vassar. And joining us on the First National Bank Hotline, we got the head coach of James Clemens Volleyball, Genesis Taylor. How are we doing, Coach?
We're doing good. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. You feeling okay?
I'm feeling a little bit better. Thank you.
I got you. Yeah, I know you've been going through it. So like I said, I appreciate you taking the time. But other than, dealing with what you're dealing with, talk about just how things are going over at James Clemens.
Yeah. So I started in the summer, about June. And, they were a little rough in the beginning. But the girls have adjusted really well to, me, getting the head coach position, and things are looking really good, and I'm super excited about the season.
Yeah, and give us a little bit of your background, where you're from originally, and talk a little bit about your volleyball background.
Yeah, so I am from Madison, Alabama. I was born in Florida, but I was pretty much raised here in Madison. I went to Liberty Middle School and went to James Clemens. I did play volleyball at James Clemens all 4 years throughout high school, which is kind of cool now that I'm coaching there. I, after high school, went to Wallace State in Hansville, played there for 1 year, and I decided to transfer to Lawson State, which is also a community college in Birmingham, Alabama. After that, I did go on to play at Auburn Montgomery until I decided to focus on nursing. So I am a registered nurse.
Okay, cool. And is this your first gig as a head coach?
Well, I've coached travel.
Okay.
So at United, and I'm coaching now at NASA. But I would say yes, just because I feel like travel in school is completely different.
Yeah, so talk about some of the adjustments you've had to make. You're coaching at a huge 7A school that has a lot of good things going for it.
Right. So some of the adjustments I would just say is, planning tournaments, just pretty much all the organization that it comes with, school volleyball, camps and all of those things, with travel ball, like, teams like NASA and United, you don't really have to kind of organize all of those. It has also been an adjustment for me just because I am a registered nurse. So just juggling between those two things has been challenging, but very rewarding and, super exciting for me.
Okay. And so you said you played all 4 years at James Clemens and you went to Liberty. So I also went to Liberty Middle School, but I'm just old enough to where I still went to Bob Jones and I didn't go to James Clemens. So I'm one of the last breeds of that. So So talk about what it means to you. You're getting to coach in the area you grew up in and also at the school you went to.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Just knowing when I played at James Clemens, the atmosphere that I kind of grew up in, and the, what they expected from us when I was there to now, it's kind of changed. And I'm just trying to bring that back to, what it used to be and just kind of pushing the girls and just trying to have that James Clemens atmosphere again.
Now, is Coach Monica Maxwell and Frankie Sullivan, they being nice to you over there?
They are, yes.
Good. Yeah, I know y'all have a good group of young coaches over there, whether it's Coach Maxwell or Coach Stockman for cheer. Just talk about the group you have, kind of supporting you there.
Yeah. So really I've only met Coach Maxwell. So she's been helping me, a lot. So I really can only say I've met her, and I think there's a cheer coach that I have met once or twice. Yeah. But Coach Maxwell has, helped me a lot. So just with the admin stuff and just, showing up in person, just, letting me know that she's there for me and that, she'll help me do, anything that I pretty much need her to do. So she has been a huge help for me.
Well, now, were you an assistant last year, or did you get thrown in the deep end? Coach Mays left.
So originally I was supposed to be the head JV coach when Coach Mack left for maternity leave. Okay. And then Coach Mays left in the middle of the summer, and so I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was just, kind of running the program until they found somebody. And then all the girls were like, well, would you be the varsity coach? And I was like, I don't know. I don't have any control over that. And then they kind of told me, they were like, you're going to be our head varsity coach. So I kind of was thrown in there. Okay. So I was originally supposed to be the JV coach.
But let me make this clear to everybody, Genesis, and you can agree and add or subtract what I'm fixing to say. You have been coaching, and this is kind of going with the difference in club, as they call volleyball, in high school, middle school, because my daughters play. Here's the difference. Yeah. She's coached really higher level, because when you're playing club volleyball, everybody there kind of sort of wants to be there, and it's the best of the best, supposedly, and with all parents of a like mind wanting your kid to get better. In high school, middle school, just school ball, you have about 4 or 5 that are just kind of sort of out there hanging out, which makes the good ones, come on, pick it up, because they're used to the drive that, like, Coach T coaches my daughter with United, and I know you're the same way. I mean, it's a push to be real good in club, and I think you'll be successful because you're used to kind of sort of a winner mentality when it comes to most of those kids that play club volleyball, because if your kid's going to play, it's expensive and she better get after it, or that's just my mentality going home on the weekends,
Yep. Completely agree with you.
Yeah, I think you'll do a great job.
Thank you so much.
We asked you, some of your background. I'm going to tell you, I stalked you a little bit online here before this.
Tim's getting a little Bamazac in him.
Before this. All right, now, Coach Taylor, while she was at James Clemens, set a school record in her senior year for most digs in a year. Oh. She mentioned she played at Wallace State, and we've had Coach Daniel on the show a few years ago, and then went to Lawson State. She was all conference there, and She's related to 7-time NBA champion Robert Horry.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you'll have to expand on that.
That's very cool.
Yep. So just kind of all of it, or just
whatever.
Whatever you feel like talking about.
Yeah.
So yes, I did go to Wallace State, and Coach Daniels, really good coach, really tough coach, and he's taught me a lot. He did win 10 conference championships in a row.
Mm-hmm.
When I did transfer to Lawson, not to brag, but we did knock them out.
Okay.
That was the first year he's ever lost in a row. So that was super exciting, just because Lawson has never made it that far, or, has gotten runner-up in their conference. And yeah, I am related to Robert Horry. I met him when I was super little. And he's on my mom's side. So I haven't met him, since being an adult, but I am related to him.
How far related?
I would honestly have to go get my mom and ask her. Because I honestly don't know.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yeah, it's still a cool thing to say at parties.
Yeah, it still counts, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Lakers fan, too, so, not so much in the last few years, but we won't go into that. I've been a Lakers fan for a long time.
Yep.
So.
Awesome. Well, Coach, and talk a little bit about, the group you have for this upcoming season. Talk about, just how you feel about y'all's athleticism, y'all's height, whatever.
Yeah. So, honestly, even when I was in school, James Clemens was never a super tall team. But I told them, honestly, I think, when I was there, we had a really, really, really good team. However, I honestly think just, all the positions, just all around, y'all have a little bit more talent than we did. All you need is the confidence that y'all can, do very well this season, and just keep that effort and the energy. And I think we would have a really, successful season. We do have quite a few tall people, taller than, much taller than when I was playing. So we do have a few tall girls, and they are very athletic. So I'm super, excited to continue to work with them, and just see where the season takes us, because they are super talented group of girls.
Well, what about the experience level? I mean, you were talking about building confidence. Seniors, juniors,
So I have 5 seniors. The rest of them are juniors except one. I have one sophomore. My sophomore, she's kind of just thrown in there because she's the only sophomore. But when I say confidence, I think they're very humble. So, and I think humble is, great, but I just told them, when I was a player, not that I wasn't humble, but I knew I was good, and I wasn't gonna let anybody tell me, otherwise. So I just try to teach the girls, to be humble, but also, to not be afraid when, you get to competition, just to, remain humble, but be super confident that you have the ability to beat these teams that people aren't really expecting you to beat.
I hear you, Coach Taylor. Well, we at Applebee's Tailgate Talk are wishing you the best of luck this season, and we are also wishing you best of luck for your health. Hope you get better soon.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And that was Coach Genesis Taylor of James Clemens Volleyball. That is all the time we have today for Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I am your host, Adam 12 Dodson, alongside producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, Mayhem Clint Legg, Tojo J. Vaster, and in the words of Tomcat, we don't have to go home, but we can't stay here.
Good job, Adam.
Thank you.
Great job.
You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill on Highway 72 East in Athens, just off I-65. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.